Good morning. It is 10:36 a.m. on Sunday, December 20th, 2015. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, I saw Star Wars The Force Awakens yesterday, and this will I will stay spoiler free for the first bit, and then I will give a substantial spoiler warning. So, anyone who wants to avoid spoilers, I will certainly let you know before I get there. Um, you know what? Even as I say that, I'm going to reconsider. I'm going to have this video, the entirety of this video, be spoiler free, but I'm going to do a double bonus video today, a second one separate from this that will go into spoilers. So if you want my spoiler filled opinion, you'll have to look for the next video in this series. This one will be spoiler free entirely. All right. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I think it's always too early to start judging a movie you've only seen once that just came out against movies that have been 30 years old or whatever. So um, I am hesitating to try to rank it among the original trilogy, but it is very substantially better than any of the prequels. And you guys know, if you've been watching, I say that as someone who really does find that there is some merit in the prequels, even faults aside. That, I tend to defend the prequels more so than a lot of people I know. But even still, this one is better than those. And it's better in ways that are pretty straightforward, in the sense that it's just got more of a natural focus on character. The dialogue is better. The actors are not directed to be so stiff. And part of that might be that we know during, just that the production of the movie was done with a lot more practical stuff and not just having everybody standing in front of a green screen with nothing around them. I'm sure there's a little bit of that at least, but there was a focus on trying to have a lot more, like actually surrounding everybody with real sets and giving them real things to react to, and I'm sure that makes a difference. I mean, I've not really tried doing that, but I can imagine that being an easier way to be compelling. Plus, you have the scriptwriter Lawrence Kasdan, and so everything it just feels less clunky right from the get go. And it's certainly trying to evoke the original trilogy more than the prequels in both tone and story elements. It really feels dramatically like a course correction. Like you've got the new bus driver who's just starting off by saying, "Okay, you guys, the last guy took you way over there. You didn't seem to like that so much, so I'm going to go this way." Um, I feel a little bit bad about comparing George Lucas to the old bus driver that's been replaced. That's not really what I mean, because I think we have a lot to thank George Lucas for creating this whole thing, but it's a reflection of the idea that maybe films are such a collaborative medium that sometimes it's really better when you don't have one guy trying to run the whole show. So George Lucas did some excellent work creating this whole universe and some characters that we really like. But then maybe those movies are better served if we have someone else who's doing the screenplay, the actual screenplay, and the directing and all that. So in this case, I liked it a lot. The new characters are great. I like all of them. Um, with one exception, only just that there's nothing bad about any of that character. It's just that one of the new characters that was kind of excited about turns out to really not be in the movie that much or get really that much to do. I suspect that character will continue more into the subsequent movies, but in this one, given some of the marketing and some of the build-up, I was expecting this one particular character to, I don't know, just be in the movie more. But I'm not really even complaining. That's more a difference of expectation versus reality, rather than complaint of quality, right? If I had not had that expectation going in, I probably wouldn't have thought anything about it. Trying to think what else to say about it that's not spoilery. I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of people out there putting out their non-spoilery reviews, and I think that's great that everybody is kind of wanting to preserve that. As I said, was it just yesterday? I definitely feel personally that spoilers are not as big a deal as everyone makes of them, because it's not just what happens, it's how it happens and how it's executed and how it feels. That makes a difference. That said, not only do I know that some people do take it more seriously, but it's also a subjective thing, how much it matters, right? And given that the movie is so new, I think it's important to be respectful of that, of people who, if they don't want spoilers, then let's not force them on people, right? It's a little bit like political correctness. It's like, hey, this is how you don't be a jerk. It's just like, regardless of whether you think someone should be offended or disappointed to get spoiled, you know that they don't want to. So if you know that they don't, then doing it is being a jerk. So that's why I'm not going to be a jerk, and I'm going to save my spoilers for the next episode. So to sum up the non-spoilery review, I liked it an awful lot. It'll take some time to let it sink into the bigger continuity, in order to really judge it in that sense. But I think it's certainly up there. It's great. It's kind of exciting to have a new Star Wars story where I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't mean that in the spoilery sense, but just in the sense that, like, for the whole prequel story, I mean, you know the basics, right? It's like you're just waiting to see how it all actually plays out. In this one, it was like, we don't know what might happen. So I liked it a lot. It's going to be good. At the same time, like this is not the movie that's going to change people's lives. It's a great Star Wars movie. It's tremendously entertaining. And that's really all it needs to be. So, yeah. Yeah, so the only other thing might just be that it's one of the guys from kindafunny.com, Colin Moriarty, called this a safe Star Wars movie, and not as a criticism. And I tend to agree, in the sense that it's part of trying to make sure that they evoke the original trilogy, that there's a lot of story beat overlap. And that's all I'll say about that, except that you will probably notice. So, just about expectations. Anyway, to sum up, once again, I liked it a lot. Thumbs up from Christiana. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes, in which case, unless you want spoilers, in which case I will be talking to you more in just a moment with my other video. All right.